What is it?
There we go.
Guess what day it is?
Hump Day.
It's Hump Day.
Yo, what up, y'all? Peace. Let me put my phone on. Let me do that. What up, y'all? Yep. Pull up. Come one, come all. You can come in if you ain't got no draws. I say, come one, come all. You can come in if you ain't got no draws. Ooh, come on. Do you have on a thong? You look like someone's mom. Hey. What up, y'all? Let me know where you hit me up from. Roll call, check in. Since y'all here first, I'm gonna hit y'all with one of my classic sketches. So today we're gonna be talking about a certain theme today. I have a whole thing I'm gonna get you guys' opinion on. So I'm gonna start y'all off the right way, all right?
You got the money?
You got the product?
All right, hand it over.
I want to check the product first. Fresh diaper.
You got your baby. Now hand me over my child support. Looks like it's all there.
Good. Same time next week.
I'm gonna let you slide this week. But this really ain't enough no more. Not for my hair and my edges. Next week, price goes up.
The price is the price, shorty. Deal with it. Respect.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Top Rope Zeus. I am the host of Hump Day Romance. Welcome to this week's episode of Hump Day Romance. I am your host, Zeus. Yo, so first and foremost, let's get in this comment section, y'all. Y'all know how we like to do. Let me know. Roll call. Let me know who you are, just your relationship status, and where you hitting us up from. You know what I mean? Y'all know I'm in the big VA. All right, so make sure y'all put down that roll call so I can see who we talking to. And after that, we're going to get right into the topic, all right? Right into the topic. So for those that are just starting to get in, I'm going to run that clip back. So basically, today's theme, we're talking about co-parenting, okay? Co-parenting is one of the most difficult things I think we've really had to deal with today. I mean, we've always had to co-parent with children, right? But y'all must admit, co-parenting back in the day was a lot different from how it is now. See, because of the changes in the world, the technology, social media, definitely, it makes people not really value family like that and make us value bullshit. So because of that, a lot of us are going through hell and high water just to be with our children, just to have a relationship with our children. And for me, it's a lot of fathers out there who are fighting teeth and nail just to be in their child's life every single day. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about co-parenting, and we're going to talk about just what's going on right now, all right? So I'm going to run this episode back. so y'all can see it, and then y'all can jump in the comments, like, yo, who you are, give me your name, and then give me your marital status. Are you single, ready to mingle? Is you married and taken? Is you taken? Is you happily married? Is you married but you're not happy? Let us know what goes on, man. I appreciate y'all. So, I'm gonna run this back. So the name of this sketch is, y'all may have seen this one, you may have not, but this sketch is a sketch from my show Hump Day Romance, right? And it's called If Co-Parenting Was Like a Drug Deal. And I wrote this sketch because I've been doing the co-parenting thing for about like 9 years now, man. And I tell you, I wish it got easier, and I hope it gets easier for some people, but for some of us, it kind of doesn't. It kind of doesn't. Some of us, it gets worse, or it just stays never really getting better. You know what I mean? And I just realized one day, I was like, man, every time I have to pick up my daughter or drop her off, it just feels like some sort of like exchange, right? Like of a product or a service. I hated that co-parenting for some, not all, has been reduced to treating the kid like they a product, or like treating them like they're not a human being. You know what I mean? Like they property. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. And oftentimes the adults can get so blinded in their own narcissism, right? Or making the situation too much about them, that the child ends up getting the raw end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? No diddy. But that ends up happening because the parents can't let go of the past, or the parents is making things that are really about the parents' business, they making it into the child's business. And I never think that's okay, man. Never think that's okay, So I'm gonna drop this one right here. Y'all tell me what you think. What up, Natasha's here in this bitch. What up, Natasha? What's shaking, baby? I hope nothing but ass. What is shaking? If you guys got any conflicts, or if you guys got any advice today, I was thinking about having you guys come on live. So some of y'all are watching me from Facebook, some of y'all are watching from my Twitch, and some of y'all are watching from TikTok and YouTube. So hey, I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna run this joint back. Then after that, we're gonna get it straight into the topic. All right.
What is it?
Uh-oh.
I guess I'm not. Just when I thought I had this motherfucker running. Oh, okay. There we go.
You got the money?
You got the product?
All right, hand it over.
I want to check the product first. Fresh diaper.
You got your baby. Now hand me over my child support. Looks like it's all there.
Good. Same time next week.
I'm gonna let you slide this week. But this really ain't enough no more. Not for my hair and my edges. Next week, price goes up.
The price is the price, shorty. Deal with it.
Respect. Yo, what up, y'all? All right, shout out to Natasha. She up in the chat. She live. I appreciate you, Natasha. As y'all know, for those that's been asking me about the Stay in Your Lane merch, we back in this bitch hot off the press. What we talking about? So yeah, if y'all want to become an official Stay in Your Lane agent, y'all can go ahead, go to topropezeus.com. I put a link in the bio, man. So shout out to my future Stay in Your Lane agents. When you get your package, when you get your purchase, take a photo so that I can show you love and on my social medias. All right. I want to make sure. I kind of want to do like a. I kind of want to do like a stay in your lane, like agents. Like I just want agents all around the country, just repping, putting people, keeping people in their lane. That's all I'm saying, man. I feel like people really be fabricating things out here, and it's too much for me to handle. You see what I'm saying? So, yo, y'all go ahead, click that link, and get y'all some Stay in Your Lane merch. But today's topic, first and foremost, if you're doing all right, let's put some hearts. Let me know how y'all doing out there. I want to make sure everybody's good. Shout out to my sponsor. Shout out to my sponsor, Long Drink, man. I've been in talks of working with a drink company, and I've always enjoyed like a good beverage. And yeah, I'm trying them out right now, man. I kind of like their style. It's a premium can. So basically, this is kind of like a premium cocktail, right? So if you go to like a tailgate, you know what I mean? You go into your HBCU tailgate, or you go into your baby shower, you go into your cookout, right? And I'm not somebody who really likes a lot of flavors, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I had to test this out, and I'm not gonna lie, the peach is my second favorite. The peach is my second favorite, right? But some of my friends swear by the peach. They like, yeah, I'm like, all right, whatever. But my favorite is the citrus right here, and that's because I can mix it in with my drinks. So for example, like sometimes I like a good like Moscow Mule, right? Or, you know, something mixed in with just some more ice, really. I'm not really like a big drinker like I used to. So this is actually kind of good for me because I'm really trying to like watch the calories. I'm not trying to, trying to just take it easy. So yeah, this is right here is dope after a long day, man. So yeah. I'll be telling y'all more about Long Drink, and I might even have some discounts to where y'all can get them locally in your store because they actually have them all around. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get y'all a discount. So you can just go into your grocery store, use my discount coupon, whatever, and then y'all can kind of taste it for yourselves and let me know. So every Wednesday when I do Hump Day, y'all can break out y'all Long Drink, and we can have a long, great vibe conversation live stream. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the part where y'all really want to hear. So last time I talked to y'all last week, it's just very interesting how so much can happen in a week. So much can happen in a motherfucking week. I realized today, like for the past couple of days, man, I've been very not happy. I've been very not happy. And if I'm being honest with myself, I know why I'm not happy, right? And oftentimes, like, especially like today, man, everybody act like they happy all the time. Everybody always act like they happy all the time. Like, and I ask myself, like, how the hell can people be happy if you really know what's going on out here? The only person that can really be happy is somebody who don't know. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. You see what I'm saying? I realized I wasn't happy because there's certain things in my life that I need to have security on and stability, right? I need to have stability on. And oftentimes when we talk about stability, we're only talking about like rent, having a place to live, a car, things like that. But for a lot of parents out there that's just trying to co-parent with somebody, especially fathers, a lot of fathers don't have stability in their relationship with their child. And it's not because they don't want them. It's because a very, 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 very self-centered individual will make it all about them, and they will try to keep this man away from their child. Man, I was talking to my homegirl today. I call her the sheriff, right? Because she lives in Atlanta, and she's one of the sheriffs out there in one of the counties. And so I'm talking to the sheriff, and I was like, yo, sheriff, man, what's going on with these moms out here? Like, why are mothers trying to keep their children away from their child? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. And she was like, Zeus, I was with my husband when we were married. She said, women can be evil. I was like, what do you mean? So I was with my husband, and I remember when we were getting ready to go out of the country, we were going on a trip. And they had, the child, the father had the child with him. So all three of them were getting ready to go have a nice family trip, right? Nothing wrong with that. Beautiful, right? White people do it all the time. And the mother calls a warrant out for the father. And when they were in the airport, the father got arrested right there in the airport. The father got arrested right there in the airport while he is doing nothing but spending time trying to take his daughter, his child, and his partner, trying to take him on a nice vacation. And because for whatever reason this woman felt like it was necessary, she called this man and had this man arrested. Yo, it's crazy how some of us have never been in handcuffs except for when we have tried to be just good fathers to our children. Ain't that crazy? Like, ladies, imagine if your son got locked up because the mother of the child just don't like your son. And I mean, the father's not a danger to the child. The father is responsible. Everything is fine. But because the mother doesn't like the father, children got to suffer. So that's how I've been feeling these past couple of days, because I've been having that same issue into my co-parenting situation. And it's one of the most frustrating things I've ever had to go through. And I rarely don't talk about it publicly because I kind of had to like sit with it for a while and figure out how I wanted to turn this mess into a message, right? Because oftentimes, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a human being. Every time when I go through things, I don't always feel like talking about it. I don't, because when it comes to being a father, I don't play. I don't play when it comes to being a father. I'm a Cancer. I love my baby. I'm very deeply connected to my child. I'm an empath, so I can feel her energy. And my kid is 8 years old, so I've been dealing with this since like 9 years now, right? And that's why for me, right, my child's mother, I got paperwork this week saying that she wants to basically remove me from my child's life. Pardon? What happened? Remove moi from the equation? Big Daddy Pappy? The one that's been here the whole time? The one that was there and made sure and took care of you for 2 weeks, you and the baby, so you could heal? The same man that when you went to go get your doctorate, so you can feel all extra important and put a little doctor in front of your name, so now you're Dr. Dipshit. I was the one that made sure I took care of our daughter for 6 months straight. 6 months straight, so that you could go and finish your doctorate and be great. And last year, when my cousin died, right? Cousin went and unalived. On the way back from the funeral, I have my child, and I say, hey, we're gonna be, a couple hours late, meet up point, just letting you know. And it's like, yo, how you go? She said she gonna call police. I said, Lord, Lord, Lord. So when I say co-parenting as a father has truly, truly, truly been on my heart, I really, 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 I advocate for the fathers and mothers too. If mothers are going through things like this where you can't see the kid, this is not a gender thing. I'm just speaking about fathers because that's what I experienced and that's what I know. You dig? Shout out to Natasha in Maryland. Nick at Night. Come pull back up, Nick at Night. I thought I brought her on. I think Nick at Night want to pull up. Daphne from Boston. What up, Daphne? What up, what up? What's happening? Let's do this. I'm sorry to hear you're going through this. Well, thank you, Natasha. It's very kind of you. It only hurts the father. It's not only hurts the father, it hurts the child. Absolutely. Now, see, the thing about me is I'm one of them people who I'm always going to be fine. I'm always going to be fine because I'm a kind-hearted person. I'm not a perfect person, but I love my child. And I know that fathers have rights too. Fathers have rights too, right? So there's a lot of dads out there who really aren't as educated on what their rights are. They're not. They're not, because a lot of fathers take their child's mother to custody court, where most men are kind of afraid of that because traditionally we've gotten, the bad end of the situation. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't pan out in our favor. But I have a lot of friends. I ain't gonna say a lot of friends. I mean, I don't want to, but I've had a lot of friends that have to do co-parenting situations. Now, some co-parenting situations are very civil. They're very family oriented, and that's the type of stuff I love to see. I love to see that. Like when the stepfather and the father, they working together. You know what I mean? Everybody's staying in their lane, right? Everybody's staying in their lane. Nobody's trying to step over. I love that. But see, true healthy co-parenting can only happen if two people want it to happen. It can only happen. What? How many of y'all? Two people want it to happen. Because if somebody doesn't want to co-parent with you, they can literally make something out of every little thing. Because that's what a lot of fathers out there experience. You know how many fathers out there can't even just call their child without having some sort of interruption or the mother being involved in some way, shape, or form? I've had situations where I'm talking to my child and the mother is telling her to get off the phone with me, as if I ain't a whole parent. Come on, man. So I say with this co-parenting thing, you really got to be a warrior. You really, really do. Like, the children are the most pleasant part. That's for me. Like, I love kids, right? Kids, I love kids. Kids to me are the most pleasant part. The unpleasant part is when you have adults that act like kids. Oh, Lord. When adults act like kids. It's wild. It's wild, man, because what do you do with that? When you have grown adults that literally are not thinking about the child, they're literally, I like to call high problematic, like co-parenting, right? Like high problem co-parenting, meaning they're going to find something to be upset with you about because they're really mad at you about something else. Most of the time, it's about money. Most of the time, it's about money. You know what I mean? Me, I have driven, my daughter lives about 3.5 to 4 hours away from me. For the past 4 or 5 years, I have driven every other weekend. So that's twice a month. I've driven every other weekend, 4 hours there to pick her up from school, right? Pick her up around 3, drive back 4.5 hours later, fighting through traffic, right? So we get home around 8, 9 p.m. We have all of Saturday, and then Sunday, I meet back up with her mother at 3 p.m. So I drive another hour and a half there, drop off, then hour and a half back. If you add that up, that's about 11 hours every 2 weeks, every other week. So 22 hours of driving. 22 hours of driving a month just to have a healthy relationship with my child. And my child's mother has called the police for no reason, which is like, I've never had the police call on me ever, only to be a father. It's just so interesting. And I sit back, I'm like, man, somebody's got to be the calm person in this situation. Somebody has to, right? And I looked at it as a way to, one, I got paperwork basically saying like, hey, she wants me to only be able to see my daughter for 1 day out of the month. 1 day out of the month. Absolutely not. Baby. Baby. 1 day out of the month. What type of mother? And here's her reasoning. Her academics and her extracurriculars are more important than spending with her father. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. I said, dang, all that? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I think we got a guest here in the building. Let's see what our guest talking about. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. Oh shit.
Guess what day it is?
I don't know what's happening right now, but okay.
Oh, listen. Welcome. Welcome. She said, I don't know what's
I don't
going
know
on
what
right
happened because you went away and then stuff started happening.
Yeah,
I can't see anything.
You said you can't see anything? What about
No,
that?
nope.
Look, you know. All right. All right. We can see you.
Okay.
We can see you. I'm gonna put the chat up here like you like. What is it that you see?
I can see you now,
You can.
but I can just see me. Nope. Now I just see me.
Okay. Okay. Let's show the stream. Boom. And this, I'm gonna remove this. All right. Look at here. Okay. I think we might be cooking with grease.
I don't know. It's
Which,
flying
which,
around. I'm playing.
definitely playing. We're trying to figure out what we
Okay,
like.
there,
You
there I
like that?
go. Okay.
Like that? Okay. You with it?
I mean, that's how it was before. It's your show. I learned last week. You let me know a couple times. It's your show, so
Listen.
I made mental note.
You are a very, first off, I know that when you come on the show, mi casa es su casa, Nick at Night. It is a pleasure always to have you. Your opinion is appreciated. And you hitting here at the right time because we right in the thick of things.
What are you guys talking about? Who's on the line? Tell me that.
Who's on the line? Can you see the thing? Let's see.
I
So
mean, it's small. I don't want to. I don't want to strain my eyes this time.
this is not the first time you've had to strain your eyes and see things that's small. Come on, man.
I
Every group
know.
you go with, come on.
We already talked about that. I moved out of that ministry though.
I moved out of that ministry. It's crazy. So we
I
got,
see Natasha,
there you go. Natasha's in the building.
and I think it's Daphne.
Yup,
Think-
Daphne Terry.
Okay.
We got Akina Carter in the.
Oh, okay, Akina. I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Akina be pulling up with the pull up. Natasha's she's a Hump Day Romance favorite. You know, she's
Okay.
loyal. So is Daphne. Actually, everybody up here, man, I pretty much know their names. Everybody
That's
familiar.
cool.
So first and foremost, I appreciate you, Nick and Knight, for pulling up on us. Just trying to be out here, getting people to stay in their lane out here because it is wild and it is wicked.
What are we
So,
talking about? Catch me up to speed.
what we're talking about is, why does it feel like being a good dad means you got to fight every day just to see your child? I was talking to the chat about how the past few days have been kind of hard for me. The reason being is, as a father, you know, those that know me, like, I love my baby. I got an 8-year-old that's tall as a 15-year-old. And I got paperwork saying that her mother wants to basically have me see her once a month. Like, basically remove me from my child's life. And I was thinking, man, there must be some good shots and some good fentanyl that she is on, because that is not happening. And it's really had me depressed for the past couple of days because, you know, as a father, I'm a Cancer, I'm an empath, and it's difficult for co-parenting with everybody. For the mom, for the child, for the father, it's difficult for everybody, right? What I don't like is when we as the parents make it more about us than about the child, and we mess up the foundation all because we don't like somebody, or we're not getting what we feel like we should be getting, or that thing that happened was never resolved, so I'm just going to drag it along to the point where every time the father or somebody just tries to reach out to the child, it has to be verbal harassment, verbal disrespect, things that are not really like conducive to having like a positive environment. So I was just saying that oftentimes there's a lot of evil bitches out there, just got evil bitch in their blood. Like, it's a vein syndrome. You know how they got, you know, like diseases? I feel like evil bitch syndrome. And the reason I say evil bitch syndrome is because evil bitch syndrome is not a gender specific thing. It's not. I had a homegirl tell me how a father did the mother wrong after she done raised the kids by herself with no money. He'd take her to court, win, and get money out of her when he ain't been there in the first place. Or he didn't do what he needed to do. Yo, that's an injustice to me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm for people getting done the right way. That's how I'm for, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, man, there's a lot of men out here who, a lot of men out here be trying to unalive themselves because they can't see their child and they just can't bear to deal with that. Suicide is higher with men than it is with women. So for me, these past couple of days, I did the only thing a black man could do. I used AI to therapy me and to be my lawyer, which is what a lot of brothers out here need to start doing. A lot of men out here And I want anybody who has like a guy that's going through it, a man in your family, yo, send this to them because I want them to know that as fathers, we have rights. As fathers, we have really, really good rights. And this is not the 90s no more, where the judge is just going to think, hey, man, you're a no beat. No, 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 no. It's not. Fight for your kid. Make sure you get that time frame because a lot of mothers out here are robbing fathers. I don't even mean of like child support. I mean robbing fathers of their time with their kids because you can't get that shit back. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get back fifth grade? How you get back fifth grade? You can't. So for me, it's like the narrative of men not wanting to co-parent is like baloney to me. With no cheese, it's baloney because most men just want peaceful situations, peaceful co-parenting. I've met women who want peaceful co-parenting. But here's the thing, the peaceful people never get together. It's always a peaceful person with a rowdy motherfucker. It's never the two peaceful motherfuckers they don't ever have a baby together. Why is that? Why we gotta be with the disruptive motherfucker? Nick at Night, your thoughts.
Well, first of all, I'll answer the last question, and that's simply because opposites attract. So you're not gonna get peace and peace because that would be boring. You're not gonna get rowdy and rowdy because all you're gonna be doing is fighting. So
Peace
you
and peace
need
is boring
for most people what
for
it looks like.
retarded people.
I'm saying no. Honestly, if you really think about what peace is,
Right.
a lot of people would say that that is a boring situation. I'm not saying that you want fighting,
Mm,
but what allows you to be peaceful is like I just want to be by myself, or I just want to be at the house, or I just after a while it's like this is a boring relationship to
so
be the
peace is
peace.
associated with boring. I think that's
In
I've heard that
relationships
before.
in relationships sometimes it is because it depends on how you're what are you doing, but that's why communication is so important.
Right.
What do you need to feel at peace? For
Okay.
me, or for a lot of people, they need isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might not work for the person you with. That's like, what you mean isolation?
Mm-hmm.
So again, so that it causes disruption because one party is like, the way you need peace doesn't work for me. And the
Uh-huh.
way I might need peace doesn't work for you. Because if I say, hey, what's peaceful to me is me taking a vacation and being out and hanging with my family and my girls or whatever. And you're like, how many vacations we doing? How many
Mm.
times you about to hang with your girls? Like, you don't get to just leave every other weekend talking about that's what brings you peace. So I think
I
it's
love
just
how go ahead.
I just think it just depends on the situation. It's unfortunate for fathers. I am an advocate and I have always been an advocate for fathers. I have been told that I'm a unicorn in that sense. I think I'm not a unicorn. I think there's a lot of women that want the very same thing for the father is to be active. I think that what happens along the way is that the logistics of that and what that looks like changes and people's emotions and feelings change and they forget to tell the other person. So when you're in this co-parenting thing and you're like, "Oh, what does this look like? Like what are the terms?" And I think people think because we're not together, you don't owe me a conversation or you don't owe me an explanation. And it's like, "Nah, we're not together. I'm not trying to be in your business." But my child is being over at your house. My child is being raised over there. So I do, I have some inquiry about what's happening. So as for a woman, I'll just speak because that's the only place I can speak of.
Mm-hmm.
I always told my ex-husband, I was just like, if I ever find somebody, I'll let you know before I introduce our children. That's not because I have to, because I'm like, we're not together. I don't owe you anything. That's me trying to be respectful because I want to keep the peace and but if that is not the goal of the woman to keep the peace and to keep the lines of communication, then you find out from your kid, like, oh, mommy
War.
got a friend.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen.
That's how
What
you find out. But I mean, me personally, I always wants what's best for my children, and so I'm always gonna put them first. A lot of times at the expense of my own feelings, the expense of my own ego, the expense of my finances, because I've been in situations where I'm like, yeah, I know you don't have it. Let me buy this birthday gift and say it's from you. Because at
mm,
the end of the day, my goal is to raise happy and healthy. I want both. And when we talk about healthy, a lot of people we just talk about health like no, I want them to be mentally healthy, spiritually healthy, physically healthy. So if that takes the best possible, I guess, opportunity for a child to have is two healthy parents that parent them, whether they're in the same household or not. But you need two healthy parents to parent them. I don't want life to be great over here, and then when you go see, your dad, he don't even have cable. He don't have a TV. That's not what I want. I'm gonna buy you a TV because I want my kids to be comfortable there and here, because they're my kids at your house too. And I think sometimes we forget that. I mean, I have to. He knows it, so it's not a shame. I can say, even my brother. My brother used to, and bless his soul, but I had to talk him. He's not that way anymore. But in the beginning, when it would be time to send my nephew back, he would pack up his stuff, and I said, he can't take his shoes with him. He's like, nah, she gotta. These I bought his Jordans, like they staying here for when he come back. I'm like, but you only see him for the 2 days on the weekend, and he at his mama's house the 5 days. Why are you keeping the Jordans here? He's gonna wear them more at his mother's house. But it's just because you bought him. He knows you bought him. Why are you
Yeah.
keeping? It's like, nah, you don't. And he never wanted to send his clothes that he purchased or whatever, his electronics, home. It's like, but that is his home. He stays over here, but his home is with his mom. And so I had to really explain that to him, like, nah, that's your son over there and here. You want him to be fly at there and here. And you want him to feel the same way wherever he is. He knows his daddy bought it for him.
Okay,
So
let's chime in with the thought.
I know I'm different when it comes to that. I am an advocate for fathers. I'm an advocate for fathers to see their kids even if they don't have money to pay for child support. So I know I'm different. I'm not the popular opinion at all. I've been told that like they ain't even paying no money. Yeah, because it's not about the money. It's about the relationship. Your 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old don't know if their daddy broke. They know if they don't see their daddy. They know if they're not loved by their dad. They know that. They don't know if he has money or not. They know when I'm with my dad, I'm happy. I'm fed. I might not have the food that's over there. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. I hate that you're going through it. I hate all the men that are facing it, but I do encourage you um, to go to court, do the paperwork. A lot of women rely on the fact that they know y'all not doing it. You're not doing the paperwork, so they
Mhm.
get judgments and stuff by default. So
Yeah. No, I'm good. You know me. I'm always going to do my due diligence. But what I'm going through, or I've already gone through, and now going through again, because this is my second time in court. The first time, I took my child's mother to custody because she was playing around with my rights, and I just couldn't take it anymore. But like I said, so I don't have any issue with that, and I don't even see it as I am fighting my mother, my baby mother, my child's mother in court. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not fighting her in court. What I'm doing is I'm fighting for my child's freedom, and I'm fighting for she and I's relationship, and for her to have a healthy experience with her father growing up. That's what I'm fighting for, right? I'm fighting for us to be able to have a healthy relationship that's love, that's uninterrupted, that doesn't feel stress strained or negativity driven. So that's what I'm fighting for, man. And even with my child's mother, I say, listen, I know that you love our child. You know that I love our child. So let's use that as a foundation, even with everything this woman has done, right? And we all have our mistakes. I'm not saying like I'm an angel and I've never made a mistake before ever in my life, because that would be untrue. But one thing is I've always been a daddy, I've always been there. So I've learned that as a man, you have to stay calm in this situation no matter what, because she can crash out as much as she wants to. You have to be the foundation for the child to say, hey, it's going to be all right. Daddy can take her jabs. He can take whatever she's got. He shouldn't have to, but he can. And he's going to do his due diligence. Because if we can fight that dude in the bar that disrespect us for stepping on our shoes, we can go fight for our children in court and go do our due diligence and use these tools like AI that you can literally, fellas, you can take a photo of your paperwork, have AI look at it, and break it down for you of what it actually says in layman's terms. If you can't afford a lawyer, these things are really happening. You know what I mean? So these are not the days anymore where men are unequipped. You just have to be willing to do your due diligence. You know what I mean? And if you have money for a lawyer, then go do that. Do that. But for me, there's a lot of men out there who's not dealing with it as cool as I am. That's not.
But if you do, really quickly, if you don't have money for a lawyer, most states have resources like
Tell them
self-help
about it.
desk.
Tell them about it.
Yeah. So even if you don't have money for a lawyer, most states, I actually think all states, but I'm going to say most just because I haven't Googled lately. But most states do have services that are free to you, that is included in your taxpayers and your dollars that are spent, that they
Yeah.
take out of your money for the state. That is a resource, a free resource to you. It's called the self-help desk. They'll tell you the disclaimer is we're not lawyers, so we can't advise you, but we can point you in the direction. We can say, hey, go this way instead of that way. You might need to file a such and such for this, or you might need to, they'll let you know that.
Look, we got to get to the comment section. That was our problem last time. We get too chatty. Natasha just dropped some stuff. I see you already on it. I love when y'all read because Nick's eyes go straight to that goddamn chat.
Because I
could be
can't
talking
see
to Nick
it.
about, I could be like, yeah, Nick, my daddy died in 9/11. And she like, yeah. But Keisha said she like my yellow green shirt.
First of all, because I can't see it, I don't know. I'm
I'll
trying
read
to. Okay, read it.
I got you. All right, y'all. Roll call. This is where y'all can go ahead and comment. We've been talking. This is where y'all can drop y'all. Do you have somebody that's going through this, brother, sister, cousin? Are you the evil? If you evil, this is the time to turn good. You can turn good. You can change your ways today, right here with Top Rope Zeus and Nick at Night. Got to stay in your lane, man. So Natasha's from Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. She said, I'm so sorry to hear you're going through this. It's not only hurts the father, it also hurts the child. High five to 22 hours of driving. Yes, I drive 22 hours for the past 4 years.
You drive what?
For the past 4 years, I've driven 22 hours every month to go see my daughter and, yeah, to have a relationship. And that is the person who has received papers saying, hey, I want to take his 4 days that he sees his child. I want to change that to
to one? For
to
real?
one. I'm not even
One
kidding.
day?
One day.
Really?
One day without her daddy. One day to see her daddy. One day from the man from the big BA.
Wait.
That's
That's not funny. I'm sorry. That's not funny.
I passed out when I heard the paper. I said, one day.
What?
Nigga, if I had one day, never.
Okay, so the only reason it's kind of funny is because you shouldn't have difficulty going to court, because nobody is going to say no relationships would survive. And I mean friendship, relationship, professional shit, employment, nothing would survive seeing somebody one day. That it wouldn't. And so I don't foresee a judge.
Can I tell you the reason that was on the paper? Let me tell you.
I would love to hear the reason.
All right, real quick, then I'm gonna jump back in the chat with y'all.
Okay, I'm sorry, because I'm sorry I sidetracked, but that was crazy.
It's all good.
One day
the
is
reason
crazy.
on the paper was the days need to be reduced because it's interfering with her academics and her extracurricular, having a father.
But you see her on the weekend. What academic is happening on the weekend? I thought your visitation.
Oh, no. What she means is
on the weekend. I'm confused.
Right. So we meet up twice. She has to 2 times out of the month. It's 30 days, only 2 times. She meets me halfway at a location she picked. And now on the paperwork, it's too far. And I got to go on a Sunday and it messes up her school schedule on Sunday. Really? Really? Ma'am. One day. That's right. So let's get into this chat. Fellas, one day. Get your paperwork right. All right. I need to get like this. I feel like I'm a part of like an army. Like you ever feel like the Marines? You just feel like a part of a special core group. I just feel like I'm a part of a special group of like parents that like co-parenting is like prison time. You ever see how like people in prison can bond? I just feel like when you co-parenting, you just bond with strangers from prison time. But Natasha says, here is some free AI family law information for anyone in the chat or Zeus who may find it useful. All right. Free chatbot for asking family law questions. I like that. Example, custody rights, visitation basics, provides personalized reports on your rights. Next step and plain language explanation of legal terms, covers U.S. family law with state. Okay. So this is like some good information for brothers who basically, want to protect themselves and use AI. Man, I love this. Hey, thank you, Natasha. Very helpful. Shout out to Erica from Maryland. Yo, it's a lot of Maryland in the building.
Maryland. Wait.
You don't
Is
even
Maryland
look at
like
you.
DC? Okay,
Look
because
at
I'll
you.
be there, but I
I
don't
knew
know
what
if
you
it's
was
the
about to
same.
say. Maryland, wait.
Because I was like, I'll be in the DC area next week. If you're in the area, I would love to. I want to go to like a go-go club. I want to hear go-go music, and I want to eat at a good restaurant, and then I'm going to the museum before Trump takes some things away.
He's gonna take it away, take it away.
But you
Yeah,
should.
man. The Black History Museum is fire there. I took my daughter there last
Like
weekend.
I do. Oh, there. Maybe I need light.
I took my daughter. You all right? What are you doing?
I was trying to see if I needed light because I like the shadow keeps shape, but I don't know. I don't know what you can see. I was just trying to be
This is
helpful.
why. Listen, we can see you. Okay,
Okay,
we
well
can
then that's
see
that.
you.
Let me lean back
You,
then,
you,
like Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, it up. You know.
I mean, I'm in my bed. This is real personal to me because I was listening.
Well, listen, we appreciate you letting us in your bed.
Yeah, because I
It's
was
a meeting
like,
in your bedroom. Oh, you got merch? It's backwards. Flip it the other way.
it can't be the other way because it's on the internet.
Flip it upside down. Maybe that'll work.
No, no.
Tell them what it say.
Nick
It
and
say
I
Nick and Night
experience.
Experience.
Yeah.
But I'm good at reading backwards. I might be like part dyslexic. So, yes, I agree. So that's pretty much what's been going on. Tell me about this is the part where we can see whether you got something that you particularly have been going through, observe something that you like want
With
to chime in.
co-parenting?
It could be with co-parents or it could be
Okay.
something outside of that. But we can stick with the theme of co-parenting in any realm that you want.
Okay. I don't know, so forgive me if it's already been discussed. I think that
We got 10 minutes.
oh, we do. Oh, my
Yeah.
apologies.
No,
I
you
just feel
good.
like I feel like the lines of communication need to always be open with co-parenting. I think a lot of times that two people make the decision to have a baby without discussing what that actually means, and without really knowing what that actually means, because I hear men all the time like, I'm just trying to wait till they're 18. It's like, you think you stop being a father at 18? Like,
That
you're a
part.
father until death. Like, what are we talking about? So, and I've experienced that. Like, after 18, now I'm like, oh man, you're making this awkward for our kids. If they want to do holidays or if they have birthdays, it's like I can't invite both parents and I got to have two separate things. Like, it makes it very difficult on
Because
your
there's always a
children.
parent acting immature.
It's always on the children though that feel away or feel like they either have to defend the parent that's being, attacked, or they're like, hey, now they're looking at the parent that's doing the most, like they're looking at them crazy, but that's who they're with. So it
Yeah.
just
But parents
my
figure out who the
advice,
problem is eventually. You know that, right? As they grow up, they find out who the goddamn problem is. It gets real clear.
and I just think the best advice that I can give anybody, I've dealt with a lot of situations like this over the years of me working in the court system, is
Hmm.
really, if you put your kids first, like really, really put your kids first, um, then it'll minimize a lot of things, because there's feelings, there's emotions, there's all of those things that are going to happen along the way,
Hmm.
whether people express them or not, whether they feel like, hey, I want to be with you, and the other person don't want to be with you, and it's like you moved on too fast, and or I feel like I don't like how we broke up, or I don't like, this is not the life I thought for myself. Like, it's just a lot of different factors when it comes to co-parenting,
Yeah.
because when you share that intimacy with a person and now there's a baby, like at the end of the day, especially for a
Y'all go
woman,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, she's feeling like, I have this child is mine, regardless if the father is
Boom.
active
Say
or
that
not
again. This
active.
child is what? This
It's
child
mine.
is
No, they do. And so I remember my great auntie, she's still alive. I think she's
okay. Ain't
96. Yeah. And she
96.
told me she was like mama's baby, daddy's maybe. She said that. I heard that my whole life. And I was like,
Right.
what does that mean? What does that mean? And it was like, it doesn't matter what he did. Like, that's your baby. And I'll be like, oh. But if I really bought into that theory, then I would not consider him at all. It really wasn't until I went out and went to school and met other people and saw how other families function, because you only know what you know. So again, I can speak from my own experience. I was absolutely told mama's baby, daddy's
Mhm.
maybe. Like, it don't matter who he is and what he's doing. Like, you make all the decisions. You know what's best for your child. You carried your child. You nursed your child. And so the the
You're right. You're right
authority
about that. You need to see. They need to
that
hear this shit because, like, that's right. Like, yeah.
the authority that women feel is like, you can't tell me a goddamn thing about my
Right.
kid. I mean, that's not even a consideration, that they are half of you and half of them. Like, that's not a consideration. And so
A lot of women think they make the
unfortunately,
baby. They're like, oh, I made this baby. Like, oh, it just you woke up and you was pregnant. Like that's how that happened. Won't nothing
well,
placed inside you.
and
Okay. I thought it was. I thought it
and
was an
if the
Uber.
things weren't ideal,
A Uber delivery.
if the pregnancy wasn't ideal, if the relationship wasn't ideal, if there's any hiccups along the way, when a woman feels hurt, betrayed, lied to, away, whatever that is, if she feels any of those things with the pregnancy, the relationship, the baby's father, oh, you're gonna deal and you're
Now
gonna feel it.
listen to what you just said. You just said something brilliant. If she feels, and you name like 5 different like emotions. If she
Hmm.
feels like these, you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Feelings are chemical. So we can watch a video right now that makes us laugh and watch another video that makes us cry just like that. So what you're saying
Hmm.
is we're kind of dealing with a psycho. Is that what that's what it kind of
Well, and it's not even just a cycle. It's the woman's choice, because she can stay in there, right? Because I could be happy right now and then sad in 2 minutes, just like you
yeah.
said. But if my anger gets the reaction that I want out of him, then I'm gonna stay in that anger.
Right.
Because truthfully, instead of me just being real and saying, you know what, I'm feeling away because I didn't think that you would move on so quickly. Like, I thought that, maybe we had a chance, or maybe it was gonna. We're not honest with each other. And so for me, I was on the other side of that. Like, I wish the man would have been like, hey, I thought we would end up together. Like, for real, the way I pictured my life, I thought you were going to be in it at the end. And if he would have told me that, not that we would be together, but I would have handled it differently. I wouldn't have been so eager to be like, oh, here's my new guy, because I know, like, this would hurt him, and this would hurt his feelings. And so me thinking, oh, I'm just going to be honest and open, it wasn't what he was wanting to receive. But if he would have kind of talked now, but I'm like, if you would have been honest X amount of years ago, there's no way I would have handled it the same way. Because at the end of the day, again, my goal is I want two healthy parents parenting
Yes.
healthy kids. So if
Hmm.
I'm sending you to shambles because I'm thinking I'm doing it for the gram, or I'm doing such and such, or I'm trying to floss, or whatever the case may be, it's not
Not
healthy for
floss.
him. I don't have to. I know that's an old
Not these
old.
2,000 words.
It's You'll catch it.
Not
You'll
these
catch it.
Mike
All
Jones.
you little newbies, you'll catch it later. But floss, I'm from LA, so those are words that we still use. Okay, they still use
Oh,
them.
shout out LA. Okay, LA. Okay,
Yeah,
LA.
we do. So shout out to all those people that are in LA. I know we were heavy on the East Coast with some of
I want
these.
to call a nigga a jabroni.
I
LA,
love
LA say what?
jabroni. I love jabroni. We call them jabronis. We call them clowns. We call them goofy. I love all of those words.
That's
I
why
just
when
call
people
it.
be like, that clown word, I like,
I love
because
clown.
I'm
I
funny,
call kids goofy all the time. I called a student goofy yesterday.
I love calling my daughter Goofy when she acts Goofy, right? But I hate when people call me a clown. It doesn't happen often. Like sometimes, like maybe once every blue moon, and it always is
That
like a
bothers
girl.
you?
It's a girl. It'd be like, oh, you're such a clown. I'm like, because I'm from the East Coast, so clown means something different.
Oh,
It
what does it
means
mean
something
there?
different.
Because I've called a gang of people clowns.
Yeah, it mean well. Then again, too, if they not, I mean, they not me. Me personally, where I'm from, if people called you a clown, that means they weren't taking you seriously and you were a joke. They weren't giving you your respect. So for me, it was
Oh,
like a
then I meant
clown.
it. Yeah.
Like, mind you, as I've grown up, I've learned how to hear people the way they're saying it,
Uh-huh.
right? Not the way that where I'm from, it's interpreted. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it means, but yeah, when people like, oh, you a clown. I'm like, clown. Like, nah, mama. Ain't no goddamn clown over here. Where you see motherfucking big shoes and big nose? I got something else big, but ain't no motherfucking clown. If you eat that, I'm more of an
That would
elephant.
be so funny if somebody reacted that way. I'd be like, tell me
Yeah.
again, clown. I'd just like to hear you say your response.
Yeah, that's nice. Then he'll do you like dominatrix and just put you in level, tie you up. You know what I mean? Like that. Look, tie you up dominatrix style and then put on Marvin Sapp. That way you ain't got no
Listen,
choice.
I mean, in this point of my life,
Never should have ate it.
I'm open for everything.
Never should have ate it.
Nobody would say that to me.
I just, oh, listen. Okay, I see what you did there. Good, listen, flip it, flip it. It's out there.
I'm trying. I'm trying
Flip
to
it.
keep up.
Listen, you know, hit that motherfucker over to you. Hey, do as you will. This is
So I would want to know what would be like. I wanted to hear from people in the comments. I want them to make a comment on what. Okay, so now that we have gone to this situation, and you're now facing what many fathers face, and you're having to deal with um not seeing your. I guess you're probably not going to see your child. I hate to say
no,
it
no, no, no,
out, but
no. So,
okay,
so
but you're
for
probably
me,
not going to probably see the child until this is resolved. She's probably
no,
going to
I'm good.
withhold.
I'm good. I know other
Okay.
people that are going through that. That's not my case.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yeah.
I thought you were saying it was you. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. So to clarify, with me, yes, I'm going through like re-custody. So I already had custodies established in one state, and now because they've moved and they've been there for a little while, the mom now wants to reverse all the good stuff we had in there, and wants
Uh-huh.
to reduce it and change it in the next state. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? The state
Okay.
where her and the child and my daughter live.
Oh.
So we still have to operate on what is already established.
So you still get to see your child while this is all going.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
Now,
well then that's great because that normally is
legally,
not the
and let me say
case.
this, legally, right? Off the paperwork, legally, I'm still able to do that because all she did was just put in paperwork to say, hey, I want to revisit and open this thing.
Right.
But what has already been established by the court, you got to wait till that's overturned. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's in
In
theory.
theory.
In
Yeah,
theory.
in theory.
If you
Okay.
have a child's mother who does not care about the judge's order, and she can very well make it difficult for you to pick up your child and that sort of thing. So for me, if that does happen, I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared. But as of right now, that's not the case. That's not the case.
Okay.
Thankfully, so that's not the case. But still harassed, went on the phone. You try, police
So what
call, all
advice
kinds of
would you
ridiculous
what
stuff.
advice would you give? I mean, because I know you
It's a
said
good
like,
question.
oh, I'm good and I'm gonna remain calm. That's not the average. That's not the average response. So,
Right, right.
um, go take out of yourself out of this healed space that you're in, this Zen space. And what is it that you would advise for the average man? Because I'm gonna say the average man. You're like an anomaly right now, but the average man. No, I'm serious because the average man is not gonna be cool, calm, and collective. It's like what the fuck is going on? So
Right.
my question to you would be how can you speak to those brothers that are going through the same thing that you're going through, but may not have the skill set, the mindset, or the willingness to say like, oh, I'm just gonna let the courts handle it, or I'm a chill and I'm gonna be cool. Like, how do you encourage them, or what can you give them, or tools you can give them so that they can get to a place of peace?
The first thing I would tell them to remind themselves, like this has to be the one thing that no matter what happens, this is the one thing I tell myself, right? No matter how bad it gets, I always say, there's nothing she can do that's going to change the fact that you are her father.
Okay.
Nothing. There is absolutely nothing this person can do. That
Okay.
brings me great satisfaction.
Okay.
One, because I've seen, and this is just a fact to me, it don't matter what you do, a child is still going to want to know who their parents are. I don't care if they never met you before in their life. And I know this because my father left before I was even a year old. And I met this man when I was in college, right after I crossed my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the coldest. So I met him as an adult, right? A full adult, but he had early signs of Alzheimer's. So when I talked to him, he was still had a drinking problem. My father he was a drunk all his life. You know what I'm saying? He tried to fight with that, and he was a good person. Now that I've learned, he wasn't what I thought. What you just don't know when you don't know your parent, right? So anyway, I say all that to say, fathers, you got to understand that no matter what, you're this child's father. And what you do now will really dictate upon your story that you're writing. The kid can either grow up and be 18 and be like, hey, I saw my dad fighting for me every step of the way, or they could say, hey, Dad, you just gave up. I know it was hard. I know you had to fight, Mom. I know. But why didn't you try for me? That's really what you don't want to have to ask your kid, because the same way you can be like, well, your mom's just stressing me out too much and I couldn't handle it. Okay, cool. But did you have a girlfriend in the meantime for those years that stressed you out? Did you have a job that stressed you out that you kept dealing with anyway for the money? What else did you could do that you could have replaced that with? So for me, I know that the way my daughter looks at me, she would be heartbroken if she ever got wind that her daddy didn't want her, wasn't going to be there, anything like that. And that could never be. I'll take 1,000 swords to the back, because God protects good fathers. God protects people. When you're in the right alignment, he's going to make sure you're good. When you're operating outside of the frequency of good and kindness and right, you're never going to be supported. The devil might support you, but that's only going to be for so long. And to your question, I've used AI that really AI really like lifted my spirits today. I ain't gonna lie. I know people think AI is crazy, but listen, AI uplifted my spirits today, and I'll share it with you real quick, because for the fellas who, like I said, don't want to talk to therapy, a lot of times, guys, we don't like to talk to nobody. I particularly don't really like to talk to people individually. I'd rather talk to a camera and talk to people. Shout out to Natasha. Natasha said, doesn't she still have to amend that in the original court? Yes, Tasha. So I still have the original paperwork. That's what we got going on or whatever. But she is now going to, because they live in another state, she has taken upon herself to try to go back to custody, to be like, hey, I want to take everything now. I don't want him to only see her but once a month. And I'm going to make up bogus reasons. And I'm going to lie and say he's missed several of his meetings. Missed several of my meetings? What are you talking about? Anytime I've ever had to reschedule with my child, I literally do just that. You reschedule, like any human being who has a human life. So you have to be careful, because you'll have paperwork and you'll be like, hey, I got paperwork, everything good. Not if you got somebody who want to play dumb and misinterpret what the judge is saying, and make the whole point of the paperwork is so you guys don't have to even talk about certain things. It's understood. So that's where it gets tricky at, when you have people who, they just want to make it about, to them, they want to win. They want to win. It's a win thing. You know what I mean? So I went to Chat GPT. I would tell these brothers, go to Chat GPT. You can get the free version or you can get the $20 version. Let's see. I believe you have, Natasha, I believe you have this advantage. I believe you have the advantage if she was born and raised in the state you live in or are closer to the state you live in. The burden of proof is on her. Yeah, absolutely. I was depressed for a couple days. Nick at night, I was down, but you know me, I'ma still move and groove, and I was still handling my business. But men, we have a way of still operating, but inwardly we going through it. And I'm sure it's not just a man thing either. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some women can absolutely identify with that. But the reason I say men is because most men don't even have a relationship with their father. So we don't even have any man in our life as even a mentor. Like even the mentors, the uncles are gone, or they don't say anything. So a lot of us, generation like me as men, I'm really breaking generational curses, because I've never been fathered, but I'm a great dad. I'm a phenomenal dad. I'd be like, damn, man, I'm dadding this thing up right now. Like, woo! You know what I'm saying? Mr. Rogers ain't got nothing on Mr. Rope. That's all I'm saying. So
How you know you're a good dad?
I know I'm a good dad by how much my daughter laughs and how much she smiles with me. That's the currency for me. If I know I'm a good dad when she goes through something and she's feeling sad, and I know when to talk to her through emotional intelligence and just ask her how she's feeling, not tell her. I allow her to say one thing I used to say when she was a kid. I'm talking like 3 years old. Whenever she would be upset, because my daughter's a Pisces, so she's emotional. Whenever she get upset, I'd be like, "Baby, do you need a hug?" And she would be like, "Yeah, Daddy, I think I need a hug." And whatever she was going through, I would just give her a hug. She didn't have to tell me what was going on. She just needed some love. And that has been like the North Star of our relationship. So when I say, and my daughter writes me cards, man, you're a good daddy. She says these things. So when your child says these things, because sometimes I asked her, like, Dad, am I a good dad? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the person that really matters. And when you have the child's mother in your ear consistently saying, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that, it's like, damn, you ask yourself, like, am I really? And then you say, well, you got to ask the child, because that's the only one that can answer that, because you're their father. You're not that other person's father. So, yeah, it's real out here in the field. Can you read that? You want to read the comment?
Said the next topic should be men's mental health. I think that's a great topic. I know a lot about that space. I encourage definitely men to have spaces where they can talk. That was the barbershop for a lot of men. Still is for some places, some people, but some barbershops have merged and they have hairstylists, and so it's not really a sacred place anymore. But men do need an outlet, and so I definitely encourage that. So that, yeah, that's a great topic. I think mental health in general is a great topic. And when we talk about men's mental health, the next thing we should talk about in the mental health space is children.
Mm.
Because I deal and work with children a lot of the times, and I think that a lot, as we're talking about families and we're talking about putting your child first, what happens is the hurt parent hurts the child, and then the child doesn't know how to deal with these emotions that they should have never been feeling
Yeah.
anyway. And so they're left trying to rationalize and reconcile these emotions of, like, why am I feeling
Yeah.
sad? Why am I feeling anger? Why am I eh, all of those things? So mental health for the children to have the tools to kind of navigate spaces like that too, because a lot of times as the adults are trying to take care of their mental health, they forget about the kids that they've hurt along the
No,
way.
absolutely. That was the whole reason why I had to kind of really learn about my mental health, because I'm always like, I can't teach my children anything that I don't learn myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't skip the work. It's like, I need to learn, then I can go ahead and teach you how to do it so that we can do it together and really have a true
Hmm.
healthy space, because most families are not healthy whatsoever. So,
Hmm.
this week, when I say I was really, and this is for the brothers who are really at their wits' end, right? I don't know if you've ever
Okay.
known a guy who's really at his wits' end when you literally are like, yo, you okay? You right? That okay. I've learned recently I'm not okay, and it's okay. And that I can say that and it be fine, right? That's something we feel like we always have to say. But
Yeah.
I was at my desk and I didn't really have anyone to talk to, because, like I said, there's no men in my life that talk to me in a way that you can talk about these things. And oftentimes, too, men is out making money for their goddamn family. Motherfuckers ain't got time to be sitting here doing that shit. That's just real. Women, they
Hmm.
got the best friend, the bestie. Y'all gonna make the wine night and had a girl gossip and all that pajama party. Your man's gonna be like, "You all right? You straight? Nah, I'm about to jump off the roof. Nah, son, you all right? You all right? I'm hollering mom." Hey, yo, niggas don't take nothing serious. Nigga could have a You can have a foot out the window. Your man, yo, my man. Nah, son, you tripping. Just roll a blunt. You all right? Like, what? It's horrible advice that we give in the community. But I picked up AI, and everybody has all this bad thing to say about AI, but I always say AI is just a tool, and how you use it is how it really matters. You know what I'm saying? Just like other things. Oh, thank you. So, oh,
I
you
caught
caught
it.
it? Oh, all right. She caught it, y'all. What she gonna do with it? What she gonna do
I
with
don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
it? Hey, that's funny.
I forgot that part.
Yo, so today, I was really feeling down today, but I was starting to feel a little bit better. But this really uplifted me. So I saw the numbers 444. Now you love angel numbers. You see angel numbers. I love angel numbers. That's one thing that we just really believe in and love. So anybody that believes in angel numbers, put what angel numbers you've been seeing currently. Put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. I've been seeing 111444 recently, just more 444 today. I told Chat GPT what was going on, like a therapist, like I would a therapist. And this is what he told me about. And I saw 444. I was like, what is the universe trying to tell me? 444 is the number of angels, ancestors, and divine alignment. It often shows up when your world feels unstable, because that's exactly when the foundation of your next chapter is being poured, right? Says, so whenever it feels like it's falling apart, the money, the stress, the legal stuff, the home situation, 444 is saying, I know you're scared, but you're not being punished. You're being positioned. I said, God damn AI. I said, I'm being what? He said, you ain't being punished. You're being positioned. And it reminded me when I pledged Alpha that in order to be an alpha man, they had to break me down of my bad ways to build me back up.
I see the ones too.
Stressless. They had to break me down to build me back up. And I feel like that's that same thing that's kind of happening now. You know what I mean? Um, and it said, well, what it means, what this 444 means for what you're living through, right? And it says you're in what's called a spiritual rebuild phase. A spiritual rebuild phase. I was like, okay, that feels like something, right? I said, what do you mean by that? He said the spiritual rebuild phase that you're going through, it hurts like hell because you're losing pieces of your old life. Control, comfort, people, confidence. But those losses are creating room for your next version to exist. You know what I mean? So you know me, I'm a Cancer energy. So when I put into AI, I always factor those things in, right? So when men or women, when y'all trying to get, AI to be a therapist, give them all the facts, the ones that you know. And it said to me, it's like, for someone with Cancer energy like myself, you feel everything deeper than most people, especially when it comes to family, love, and home. You're wired to protect what you love, and that's exactly what makes this court situation feel heartbreak and war at the same time. Heartbreak and war at the same time. But 444 is saying, Zeus, you will not lose your child. You will not lose your purpose. You will come out of this stronger. But first, I need you to trust me, even when you can't trace me. I said, God, God. I felt good. I felt good for AI. My AI session would, bow. Listen, I left that thing like, come on, let's get this paperwork done. Come on, let me go ahead and get the moving. That's right. I'm being positioned. Come on now. And that's what made me feel good.
Well, and it's okay. Well, I would say this. I think that that's great, and I would encourage all men to to have somebody, whoever that somebody is. I can remember, and I always ask him, "Can I share the story?" Because it was so profound to me. Me and my cousin are very, very close. My male cousin, he's a year younger than me, and he was going through a difficult time when his mother, my aunt, passed away. Rest in peace. And so what was happening is he would have good days and he would see people because my aunt was very influential in the community, and people would see him and be like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss or whatever. And they're thinking they're doing the right thing. And when he said to me, he goes, people keep putting their grief on me. And I was like, I had never heard that before. He was like, because I'm okay, but now I'm not okay because you put what you're feeling on me and now I can't shake it. So he would call me whenever. It can be in the middle of the night, but I knew if I was getting a call from my cousin, answer the phone. And he would be like, Nick, tell me good things about myself. That's all he would say. And I would be like, you're smart, you're handsome, you're a good dad. And I would just start spewing them off, spewing them off, spewing them off. And I'd be like, you okay? He's not yet. And he would tell me, not yet. Like, I need you to keep going. I'm not there yet. I'm still feeling away. And so for me and him, that became our thing of like, I don't have anybody that I feel comfortable going with. I don't want being talked to, but I need to be reminded of the good things because I'm being surrounded by people and energy that's trying to tear me down. And so I need somebody that knows me and knows the core of me and the real me to pour into me. And so I took from that lesson and I say it to everybody that hears me that is going through a tough time. Let the voice of encouragement and love be the loudest one you hear because the noise is going to be everywhere. But if you don't allow it to be the loudest voice, if you need it to, whatever that is, let the words that are positive be the loudest, not the other stuff. And so I tell people that all the time, but he really poured into my spirit because I was glad I was able to be that for him, but it made me think of how many, we just have a really good relationship, but how many men don't have a person or a thing or someone that they can go to that they can feel vulnerable, they can feel open and no judgment. I wouldn't ask him what he was going through. I wouldn't ask him what's wrong. None of that. He would just say, tell me good things about, I need you to tell me good things about, I need you to speak life to me. It would be that. I would do it until he felt better. Sometimes it'd be quick. Sometimes if we on the phone, I'm 35 minutes. I'm like, and I'm starting to tell stories. And when we were a child, you bought me Barbie and the Rockers. I asked for Barbie and the Rockers, and you bought me Barbie and the Rockers. You were the only one. And it would be that. Like, let me remind you of the good you of all the good things and the goodness that you have poured into not just me but other people. And so that's why it's important that you have a person that knows you because sometimes the world can convince you that you're somebody that you're not in a negative way. That you're like, if you hear it enough and it's like, well, she said I was lying. Like, I'm not a liar. Like, where did I get, where you get
Yeah,
that from? Like, when did
yeah.
I become a
That shit can
liar?
pile
Like,
up in
no,
you.
I said,
Yeah, that
no,
shit
hear
can
me?
pile
You
up.
can't hear me? Can you hear me?
No, no, no. I'm saying it can pile up. Yeah, we can
Oh
hear you.
no.
Yes, I can hear you.
No
Yes,
sound
I can hear
anymore?
you.
Oh, you can't
Yes.
hear me.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I can't hear you, no. I can't hear you, but you can hear me. And so yeah, I want to make sure.
How we gonna have a conversation if you can't hear me?
Let me see if I can read your lips.
How we gonna have a combo if you can't hear me, Goofy?
Oh my, let me see if I go back. I'm don't hang up.
She said, "Don't hang up like it's a rotary phone." Y'all, listen, man. We get ready to get up. Yo, Dick at Night is hilarious.
Up on
This,
me.
this is.
You were gonna close the show
I
and
was not
not
gonna
say
close it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
it felt like you was about to end it.
It didn't feel like nothing. You just got. Listen, y'all. Nick at Night is crazy as hell, but she always has a good point, and she always gives good insight. I love bringing guests on Hump Day Romance. You know, this is something I'm just starting to get back into. So these are my loyal followers who are up here rocking with us right now. This is me not even promoting that I'm doing this yet, only because um, I don't care about how big of a following I have as much as I want to make sure that whatever show content I provide, it has to be helping somebody.
Yeah.
We need it to be more than about going viral or talking about, you know, this and that and those type of things. Even though it was a viral thing, I did want to ask you about that was pertaining to co-parenting. You usually be on this type of shit, but
Why you didn't
both
ask
of us
me?
have been, because both of us have been particularly long-winded as shit on this live. Like, I've been long-winded, you've been saying, but good long-wind. Like, we're saying things that roll
I'm
into the
like, cause
next
I
thing.
came on late. I'm about to be Maxine Waters and reclaim my time. I need my minutes back.
You know what's so crazy? I was really only up here for about 5 minutes. I really wasn't up here that long. So you was
Well,
actually
just tell me real quick.
okay.
Quick, and
So
I'll.
the question was, what did you think about these NBA players, a particular NBA player? I can't remember his name, but the his child's mother basically he paid money just to like get rid of her. Like, hey, here's the money. I don't want to have nothing to do with the
Oh
child.
yeah, I
You
covered that
know
story.
way more about this type of stuff than I do.
Okay.
So give me the Hump Day Romance hot take. We throwing it to. Nick at Night of what's going on in these streets.
So what is the question? Is it right or
The
wrong?
question
Or
is, tell us the situation and tell us your Nick at Night, you know, we could call this a segment, what's going on in the streets, because you be knowing what's going on in the streets.
All right. So NBA player links with a girl who's already known and kind of been around the way. So she's without giving her a title, she's a groupie like that. Like she's been around in the streets.
Group?
Okay.
How old is she? Is she one of them old ass groupies or one of them young?
No. She's young. She's fire too. She's cute.
Okay.
Yeah. She's a little baddie. However, I don't think the goal was to actually create a child. That was not the goal. The goal was for me to treat you like all the other strippers, girls, Instagram models, whatever, to hit it, quit it, move on. That did not happen with this particular person. We don't know why, but it didn't happen. Okay, so now there's a baby. His whole stance is, I don't want to co-parent. I don't want to do any of these things with you. But I understand that this child is mine. I will only have dealings with this child when they're grown, because I am not doing any of the things with you. You've already showed me what it is and what it can be, and I don't want that for my life at all.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I just don't play in the NBA, but I
So,
play mean tennis. Go ahead.
So the judge tells him what the child support is. She thought she was doing the thing like, I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm going to tell everybody that you fathered this child, because he does have a relationship. Let me point that out. He has a relationship, and I think she thought that was going to ruin the relationship, but it didn't, because it didn't. Anyway, takes him to court.
Evil. Go ahead.
Yep. So judge grants and gives the, whatever the order is of, this is how much child support you pay. I don't remember exactly what the number was, but I'm just going to say it's $10,000. Let's just say $10,000 a month.
Dr.
So
Evil.
what he said is like, got it. I'm not fighting you. I'm not trying to say none of that. It's going to be $10,000 a month times 12 times 18 years. Here you go. And wrote the check and was like, now take me off of everything. Don't call me anymore. Don't do any of that. Don't do, see you in 18 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for me, personally, I just feel like when people are in communication, whatever those terms are, as long as they work for you. The problem is that she did not think that he would do anything like that publicly.
Right.
But get your rights back, get your umph back. And that's exactly what he did. Like, no, you are not going to drag me through all this shenanigans for the next 18 years. I'm in the NBA. I'm focused over here. I'm trying to continue my career, whatever, what have you. I don't want to be with you in that way.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to be connected with you long term. However, there's a baby. So I want the baby to be taken care of. Here, take care of the baby, because what you said was, I can do it by myself. Okay, do that. Stand on it. Do it. So
Lord, I almost knocked over my long drink.
I know that's not a popular opinion, because people are gonna be like, oh, he should have did this and he should have did that. At the end of the day, again, that was not his woman. That is not his girlfriend. That is not any of those things. It's two strangers, because that's what I say, strangers.
Anthony Edwards. That's his name. Anthony Edwards.
Yep, two strangers that had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you, Anthony Edwards is not the only one. There's a whole bunch. I work with a lot of people in professional sports. There's a lot of men that are facing these things, and I try to encourage them. The best coach, hands down, when it came to preparing young men for what the world is in regards to women, Deion Sanders. He brought women that have got men caught up and tangled up to come and speak to his players. Like, let me get you the game so you can recognize that just because she's a baddie is not mean she is good for you. She might actually be bad for you. And so I promote taking care of your child. But if he knew he was not going to be a healthy addition to that child's life, because it's like, I can't stand your mother.
Right.
In no kind of way. This is not what I wanted for myself. She didn't consult me with even the birth of you or none of that. So yeah. I know I have an unpopular opinion. I've been ate up in the comments, all in the shade room and everything already for that.
Well, good. Well, then let them get a feast, because we need to. First off, you're not a Facebook status, so you don't need to be liked. That's one. Two, leaders, composers, right, that lead the orchestra, they got to turn their back to the crowd. So sometimes as leaders and thinkers, we got to be able to say how we say it because this is our personal opinion. This is our perspective, right? A lot of these things we've seen and we've lived. So, I appreciate that in what's going on in the streets with Nick at Night. I like that. The comment section, Trayless Fierson. I feel like I'm saying it right. But if I'm not, my apologies. First off, Trellis. Am I saying it right?
I can't see it, so I'm
It's
trusting you.
Trellis.
Probably trellis.
Trellis. We're gonna go with that. So Trellis, you said you see 111.
That's what
Trellis
I see.
sees 111. You do?
Yeah.
Trellis says this is good and right on time. Very auspicious. I literally stumbled upon this. Hey, listen, Trellis, you a first timer with us. Welcome to Hump Day Romance. I am your host, Top Rope Zeus, and this is the magnificent, the wonderful Miss Nick at Night reporting live from that big Vegas. So, yo, we appreciate you, love. Yeah, man. I'm glad that he actually made that move. I mean, I don't really follow, Anthony Edwards like that in terms. I don't really follow people's gossip, right? But I do like hearing about the subject of what it is because that's what I care the most about, right? Because it's something that's happening every single day, and it's also something that's starting to be just like parenting is starting to be like prostitution. My homegirl was like, she was like, "Yo, women just prostituting themselves to have a baby, or prostituting themselves to have a marriage or whatever it is to trap men because they've been taught by the people that raised them or the people of what they've seen around them, timelines, whatever that is." So the only thing is a lot of men would love to do what Anthony Edwards would. They would love to write a check. What do the fathers do that don't have that type of money?
Well, it was still, you could still make a decision. You don't have to be involved in the child's life, and it's
Right.
unfortunate because that's why I said it's not a popular opinion. Because again, my premise is two healthy people raising a healthy child. So if I'm already going into it like I don't even want to be in the same space, it's always going to be that tension with the
Yeah.
child. So it's like, listen, I know you didn't ask to be here. I know all of that. But I can't get this. And maybe it'll change. He did it now. It might change down the way because there's a lot of ill feelings right now. And that's what most men, once you feel wronged on both parts, if you feel wronged, you cannot tell me how to react to your wrongdoing.
Right.
You cannot tell me how long I'm supposed to be mad. I could be mad until the end of time. There's no timeline when you have been the one and the source of my pain or my betrayal or whatever. And so again, um, I'm glad that he did that only because what she thought was, and that, look, that scripture, what you meant for evil, it didn't work. So you thought he was going to be so ashamed and so embarrassed and so whatever that you were just going to push him in a corner and get what you wanted and manipulate him and do whatever. And it's just like, nah, you don't need to send all these threats. Let's just make it public, because he was trying to keep it under wraps. He
Right.
was.
Trying to be a
So
gentleman
she,
about it.
and then she exposes DMs and conversations and all that. But it's like, once you do all of that, he's never going to trust you. Not only did you share with other people in your circle, you shared it with the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Why would I ever trust somebody that
Why
would
would
do
any
that?
and why would any man that got any sense, why would he see that and then want to be with you after that? Because if you do that to him, you're gonna do that to me once you get mad at me. It's gonna be the same thing.
Well, that's because ego makes people think, men and women, that I'm too good, I'm above, I'm too baller, I'm too player, I'm too G for that to happen to me. That's why. Because a lot of these girls are the same girls that's being recycled. You're like, well, you did that over there, and now you with this one.
Oh,
You didn't
definitely
see how
recycle.
she did.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a
listen,
few of them.
it's definitely some recycled culture. RC is out here in these streets. Like plastic, bottles, plastic coochie,
You gotta
plastic
do. You
breath,
have to. If you have me on moving forward, you have to give me the space. You don't have to do anything. Let me say that. All you gotta do is be black and
Nick
die.
at Night.
However, it would be nice to have a little segment because you're not in the entertainment gossip space, but I am. And
Right.
so, because
How
I'm
much
in
would
that
you want for
space,
something like that?
huh?
If you had it your way, Nick at Night, tell me how you would have your segment, how would it be? I know this is off the top of your
It
head.
would probably be the heat in these streets. I might say something like that. I would say, um, uh, the new it too. Like, what's the new gossip? I don't know. I would have to frame it in a way
Yeah.
because I am definitely up on. I mean that is how I have gotten a lot of my name has been because I'm privy to a lot of information, but I'm privy to a lot of the information because I know a lot of the contenders. And
Right.
so I speak from a different space, but I'm also can be objective. But if it's my opinion, and a lot of times for the most part, if I side with a man, period, women, they don't like it because they just feel like I should side with the woman because I'm a woman. And
And
I'm
that's
like,
bad.
I have
I
to
hate
remind
that.
people, I go for what's right.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
That's like
so
me. That's like me being like, yo, I'm gonna support this dude, knowing goodness well you wrong, you
and
doing
and
wrong.
and don't take care of your kid and don't do whatever, and you know that you ain't seen your kid because every time I look up, you over here with me.
But
You asking me to hang out and go out, so I know you ain't seen nobody.
and that's why dudes like me, we don't hang out with people who don't take care of their children. That's one thing. But that's because it's easier to check a man than it is to check a woman. Nowadays, and not all women, but it's become now disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
for the men who have been assigned in your life to lead you, to protect you, to be there
Mm-hmm.
for you. They can't tell you nothing. But the people who don't pay your rent, the people who ask you for money, oh, they can
Yeah.
tell you whatever they want to tell you. That's the goofy stuff I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. The women want you to be like, girl, agree with us. Why? Because we don't want to hear we're wrong. Oh, don't tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. What is wrong?
Yeah, I
And
just
and
want
that,
you to consider another opinion. You know
yeah.
what would be also good
Mhm.
is to allow, like I know that the one I think it was Natasha that said that we should do, a mental health. I think it was just I'm not sure. Forgive me if I'm saying the wrong person who said it.
Men's mental health.
Yeah, but I'm saying you should have your guests throughout the week or whatever say what they want to hear and what they want to talk about.
Agreed.
And if they choose that topic, so that we really can give our take, and then they can chime in on the things that they want, because there's so much. There's a plethora. I mean, just with the co-parenting. Hey, how when do you introduce your kids to a person?
Yeah,
Like it's so many questions that and that's in the space that I live in. I
yeah.
get the questions and go from there. What's that one?
It was Rose.
Oh, it's
Rose
Rose.
made
Thank
that
you,
comment.
Rose.
Thank you,
Ooh.
Rose. That's
Can I
right.
call
Lily.
you Rose? That's a TikTok.
Rose Lee. Yeah, Rose said that should be the next topic, men's mental health. I love you guys being able to suggest the next episode topics, right?
Yeah.
Or us having a segment where you ask us about a topic that you particularly want to ask us about. I think that's could be good as well, because sometimes I'm going to come up here and I'm going to have something that's going on that I've seen personally that I'm going to want to talk about. Tommy, what up, Tommy? Tommy said hello.
Hey, Tommy.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
No, that would be me. Tommy looking for me. He ain't looking for you. He not checking for you.
Well, I'm not singing to Tommy. I'm just saying
I
that's
mean,
my
he was
chance.
singing. I was just making
I'm saying
clarification.
there's women up here. I'm just saying.
I
What
know.
the
I
hell, man?
said, but Tommy was not checking for you. Tommy's checking for me.
What if Tommy gay? I hope he. I mean, he
He
be
still
whatever
would
he
be checking
is.
for me because I am a great friend.
I'm not fighting for Tommy to check for me. Do you see how wild you have turned this conversation? I'm not fighting for that.
I
Listen,
mean, well, then why you just
let's
didn't
see.
let my statement just sail off into the sunset?
Why you
You had to pull it back
let it-
every time I pull it back. That
I love
comment was trying to go out there.
one thing I really get joy out of this live streaming. I haven't been doing it long. I usually pre-record, for the past few years, right? And I had a fear about making mistakes online and being live. I had a fear about what I would say. And it wasn't until these past 5 years where I realized that what we go through, what we learn in private, is what we get, is the message that we give in public. And it's a difference between telling your business and sharing your story and sharing your experiences. And for many years, I was afraid to share my experiences. I love having guests like you up here because, one, I've always loved talking to smart people or people who are very honest and have no problem being transparent. So when I say it is a
Mhm.
pleasure to have you as a guest on this show, for the transparency you bring, the originality of your opinions, and they don't even know half of how great you are. So yes, we love you here at Hump Day Romance. The fact that you're in Vegas and
Thank
we
you.
here in VA and we can still connect and help it. Listen, I like this. I think this is
Yeah.
awesome, man. So to answer your question, yes, we would love to have you back. Um, I love being able to come here, talk about whatever's on my mind, thought, heart, whatever, and then be able to throw to someone who can give me their opinion. You know, whether we agree, disagree, we can talk about why we agree, why we disagree. Or
Hmm.
oftentimes it's like we don't even need to agree or disagree. We're just listening to the person's experience. And that's something I always want to point
Yes.
out here. You can't argue with a motherfucker's experience. If you have, as a woman, have gone through something, I can literally say, hey, I may not understand that, but I can't debate your experience. And that's where we've gotten to a society. People will watch a YouTube video and start thinking that a theory makes them think they know something that you didn't actually live through. Like, would you agree that health class, reading about sex in a book, is quite different from actually doing the act? There are no books when you're actually in the act, okay, of doing the one, two.
Yeah, they don't tell you that it hurts in the
Yeah,
book.
you got to use more lube if you want them to go back there, Nick and Night. You got to take it easy. If you want to put him back there in the keister, you know, yeah, if he knocking on that
No,
back door, you know,
that's
it's
it's
close.
closed. It's only for looking and
Looking and
twerking.
twerking. Oh, listen. Well, there you go. She said, "Yes, I love it. You two are great." Natasha,
Thank you.
before I let you guys go, I am going to, while I have Nick and Knight here, I had an idea, and I want to get the chat's
Okay.
idea about this as well. I was thinking about what my direction is going to be for the rest of this year and 2026. Right?
Okay.
What is my direction going to be for my brand? What is my direction going to be for my community? I want to build a Hump Day Romance community to where people all around the world can come here, get advice, get perspective, get excuse me, get an inhaler, get advice, experience, laughter. You know, I got the skits and things sometimes that help illustrate certain things. They get to meet different people of different walks of life that have had different experiences to help them navigate this ghetto ass thing called life. And I want it to be a space where I want to eventually have a live show, a live intimate show that I have here right in Virginia, where my followers can come. And I wouldn't even want it to be more than like 30 to 50 people, maybe less than that. I want it to be very intimate, where this show will be for couples to come that are on the rocks, or maybe couples who are trying to rekindle, couples who like, man, y'all not in the best of spaces. You should be able to come to this show
Uh-huh.
and help rekindle that fun, that dialogue, the block up that's been where y'all ain't been talking for weeks, y'all been roommates. I want to create and craft an
Okay.
experience like that where people can laugh at themselves, learn how to apologize, remember that old song, that our song we used to hear. That's our song. I want to have skits that remind us of situations we've been through. Like, damn, that I was silly like that. I want to
Hmm.
do that, and I want it to not just really be a comedy show. There will definitely be laughter and all kinds of shit, but I also want it to be a show where you might shed a tear from hearing some of the experiences or the subjects of how these scenarios go, because they don't always go one way. I want to craft that, and I want it to be infused with music, and I want it to be a vibe, and I want it to be helpful to people. Yeah, I was thinking about that today, and I was like, man, and I wouldn't want it to be that big. Pause, no diddy. I don't want to be that big. I want it to start off very intimate and small, almost like those theater shows in LA where you like improv and you just on a little stage and just little people. I just want that because the internet has made it so that I feel disconnected to people. And eventually, like I said, I'll start to have a little small show, have my friends come and start to do that. But people like you and I is what the more the world needs because we've been through the storm and we continue to go through the storm. Call me Mr. Brella, how I weather the storm. Straight up. But it's a lot of people who are not as strong as us, or maybe they are strong, but right now their strength just needs to be rejuvenated. You get what I'm saying? And that's what this shit is about. I'm a human being, you a human being. I'm a father, you a mother. And oftentimes our people is just talking about bullshit and not really talking about what's really going on. So I appreciate you come up here looking fine as you are, dropping this goddamn knowledge on us. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Natasha said, can I help pro bono? I can provide my credentials. Hey, listen, Natasha want to get in on it. Hey, young Tasha, wanna get up in that Hump Day Romance. Come on down, Hump Day Romance. Ow! Don't let me get a funky ass theme song in this bitch. The rhythm.
Because that jingle is taking me back to Bernie Mac, and I'm like, it's like the Bernie Mac show.
And I love Bernie Mac too. That's my era. The where the fans at, girls gonna come out there, mother. Where them, yeah, where them.
I do. I have
You
several
look
to
like
choose
a
from. Just tell me
wear
the
them
color.
fans ass per. You do. It's just a demographic. You look like, yeah, like you would have that with like some fly boots and like some tight jeans and like, you know, to let them know, yeah, I do have kids, but guess what? I can still get it. That you give off that kind of.
Well, I'll make sure that I give you exactly that. I'm gonna show my fan, my boots, because I went to Cowboy Carter several times, so I do have boots. I do have hats. I'm looking at them right now. There's four of
Oh
them
my
right there.
God.
So yeah, I'm not aware of fans that I know that one, but there's a lot of line dances. So, but I'll be in Houston this weekend. Shouts out to everybody in Houston that follows you. I know you have a following down there, and
Oh yeah.
I'm hosting Thursday through Sunday, so I'm excited about that. I'm doing a kickoff and a welcome party and a pool party and a rodeo. I'm doing
God
a party
damn.
with yeah, I know. I'm doing a party with Trey because it's day and night, every day.
Okay.
And
So slow down.
so
Tell them where you're gonna be in Houston. Tell them.
okay, so I'll be in Houston tomorrow. It's called Recess Houston. If you're familiar with Recess, Recess is all over not only the country, but they are global. They have cruises. They've been to overseas, but we're going to Houston. That's our next stop. So we're touching down tomorrow. So it's Thursday through Sunday. You can follow me on my Instagram, and I'll give that when I finish, and you can get details. It's almost sold out. It's not quite sold out. There's a few passes left if you're in that area. But it's just a good time, and the whole vibe of recess is like school's out, like work is done, it's over with. As grown people, we need to be able to go somewhere, be grown and sexy, have a good time, come the same way you know leave the same way you came, which is with a vibe. You come in intent with the to party and have a good time. You meet people, make connections that are lifelong. It's just a good time, and so I'm excited. A lot of great DJs from all over the country, and I'm ending the party on Sunday with Trey Songz. So me and him are hosting the finale. So it should be it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's in the downtown Houston area, the Galleria. So that's where the host hotel is at the Hyatt. The Hyatt is the host hotel. So
Okay.
yeah. Oh, and you can follow me on IG at Miss Nick and Night. That is MSNIKATNITE. And so that's Miss Nick and Night. I did connect with a couple of your guests from last week, and I shouts out to them. Thank you for connecting with me.
Well,
I
they're your
enjoy
guests
being
now. We
on here.
sharing. You're part of the Hump
Okay,
Day
well, look,
Romance
I do
Nation.
have half the screen. I mean, you actually have a little bit more
I've
than
given
half the
you a lot
screen,
of real estate. Yeah.
but the screen, you got to slide a little bit that way, and then we'll be
Well,
half.
that's because you insist on this. You
Oh no, no, no!
insist on
I want
having the
yeah,
comments.
I need the comments. So go back.
Let's see. Now this is.
I need the comments. I don't see them.
See what I'm saying? Boom.
Yeah,
There
I
we
need it
go.
like that. Yeah. So there we go. Oh, now it's equal. See, come on, civil rights movement. Thank you. Now we're
Listen.
separate but equal.
You know, this is black people. You let them in your house. Next thing you know, they be like, "Hey, look, I'm just here visiting." Next thing you know, all right, so this is my half of the house. That's your. We go from the half, and that's why we love it. Listen, Miss Nikki Knight, I'm glad you came on. You know, it ain't a party unless we got Nikki Knight in the house. So, yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. This has been we've been on here for an hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah, you was trying to cut it short, but the Lord said otherwise.
You see, I do listen. I pivot. I pivot. I'll be like, you know what? Maybe it need to go longer.
Yeah, you just assess and you adjust. That's it. That's what life is all about. You just assess the situation and you adjust. That's what you did, even with this circumstance, is unfortunate or whatever, and so many men are going through it. You assess the adjust. You cannot change other people. You can change how you respond to other people. That's it.
I like that. I like that.
That's it.
Natasha wants to come up and say what's happening. I think Natasha should come up and because Natasha been kind of like,
Oh, you know how to bring them on?
So I
I don't
just
know how
put a
to. Are you gonna
link.
bring her on?
We'll see if
Oh,
Natasha
that is
dares.
exciting. Are they gonna come on? Oh,
I don't know. We're gonna
that's
see. Like I
great.
gave her the link. It's in the chat. We're gonna see if Natasha. We will see. Mind you, it's 1:40. We'll be up here an hour 45 minutes. So we ain't gonna be on this motherfucker that much longer. But
I know.
I can develop the
What
plan.
happened?
Look, she running now. I said, nah,
Uh,
bring your ass on this live. She say,
Cause she
can
might not be
develop this
ready.
plan.
Everybody not,
That is true. That is true.
camera ready. I keep trying to
Um,
tell these men, you
she
got
said,
to.
I'm not coming on the screen.
I know that's right. Listen, because if I was not prepared, you could not last minute me, girl. And you stand by that, Natasha. You don't let
Natasha,
nobody
do
last
not
minute
listen
you.
to Nick at Night. Do not listen to her. She is giving you bad advice.
Don't
No
let
matter
anybody
how
last minute you.
no matter how we look, we must remember we are a vessel, so the message we send is much more important than how we look in vain.
Did you see what she said?
I heard, I
No,
saw
did
what
you
she.
read? Did you read it?
I can read. I know what she said, and I don't care. Thank you, Nikki. Yes, I can already see where this shit is going. I have all. You are trouble. You are a real problem. But that's okay because we love the great Nick at Night. Absolutely. She said I can do brand and marketing. Natasha, listen. Do you know what happens when 2, 3 people put it together? Girl, we got a community. Hit me in the DM. Hit me in the DM. I when I say I've been Hump Day Romance is something that I've been doing since 2012. The show, I'm working on season 3 of the show, the actual pre-recorded version. But I want to take this out of the country. She said I can do storytelling and content. Listen, I am open to having because I'm the only writer on the show. You know what I mean? So I'm always open to people
Yeah, I'm the
helping out with the
talent.
show.
I'm not the writer. I
No,
know
no,
my
no, no,
lane.
no.
You said stay
So
in your lane. I know my lane. It's not that.
well, the beautiful thing is I have the actual pre-recorded show, right? But I've been wanting to do this, which I can have a live version of the show. So, for example, maybe something we said here in this live will be something that I put in the actual version of the show that comes out like Wednesday night. So I'll have like an
Okay.
actual episode come out Wednesday night, maybe
Hmm.
around like 7, 8 o'clock, right? And then let's say 8 o'clock. After 8, 9 o'clock, I go live, right? For the live version of Hump Day Romance. So you saw the pre-recorded. Now we can go live. We can talk about the episode, and then whatever else we want to lead into. So I'm working on the format so that it all connects.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we do it Hump Day once, on Wednesdays in the evening, 9 o'clock, because that's 6 o'clock West Coast time, East Coast time, and as you see, we get a little shit. We go hard out here. I'm about to say, listen, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to send you some long drink. Um, I'm not particularly a big drinker, but this is my new drink sponsor that I've been testing out, and I love them so far. So this is long drink. It's a premium cocktail in a can. Traditionally, they've been in the golf space, but now they want to be in the HBCU space. So I said, well, if you're going to be in this HBCU, black people, brown people, whatever you want to call it, we don't have the same taste buds as everybody. So I've been trying it out and testing my friends, and this has been one of the favorites. So
What is that
citrus,
flavor? Oh,
this is citrus.
okay.
And we have 0 calorie. I know you're always working out, you looking good, you're
Thank you. I
doing your
need the zero
thing. I
calorie.
didn't, when you got into the bed, right? I was like, God damn, I ain't know brown skin Kelly rolling like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know. I ain't know. You know what I'm talking about?
I just figured I'm gonna be comfortable, and so I want to be comfortable. So I like you. I don't want to feel scripted. I don't want to feel like I need to have glam, and that's something that I'm working on for me,
Mhm.
because the old version of Nick at Night would never be on live or on camera without her glam, and
That is
so
true.
this is me.
If
this
this is
is
you,
this
baby,
is Moose.
yeah,
This is Moose with no
uh,
hairstylist and no makeup artist. This is it.
I
And
love that.
so I'm learning to be comfortable um, in my own skin. In my own skin.
I love that for you, Mama.
Yeah.
You know, you and I, we've had conversations offline, and
Yeah.
I've always hated the fact that women get so much pressure that men don't get. I can come up here and not have a haircut, not whatever. Nobody gives a damn. But women are judged so harshly.
And they're
I'm so,
mean.
but listen, here's the thing, and you know this from being around me, and anybody that's around me, my team, girl, guy, whoever, you know I'm always going to tell you, fuck them people. And here's why. Baby, they crucified Jesus. What you think they're going to do to us? Always remember that. And a person that don't love themselves could never love a naked night because you represent things that they feel like they don't have. It's a book that I want to recommend called The Four Agreements. And one of this book in this agreement changed my life. And in this book, it said nothing anybody does or nothing anybody says has anything to do with us. And yes, Rose said you're looking gorgeous. And I agree.
Thank
Naked
you.
Night is looking gorgeous right there. All she got right here, y'all, this is just a ring light, cocoa butter, and Jesus. Okay? That's what this is. So, yeah, shout out to the great Nick at Night because
Thank you.
I hated the fact that you felt like you couldn't go on camera if you didn't look a certain way because you have such great advice and energy to give to the world. Your story, to this day, I say is phenomenal. When I say y'all have no clue about this woman's story, when she write her book, I'm going to be the first one in line to sign, to get my autograph. You know what I mean? Because you represent resilience. You've done it with grace, and you've been to war all your life, and you stay with a smile on your face. When so many people have been through less, and they got nothing but a frown. So you just know that you're the one, and you know it's a lot of women out here who really don't get their flowers of just, you know, how they've weathered the storm.
Yeah.
You know, so you've always been an advocate for men. You are women like you is what God sent to the man because there's no successful man without a successful woman. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you are very rare. We are happy to have you here at the wild ass Hump Day Romance.
Thank you guys for accepting me.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me read these comments real quick because you know how we'll get
Okay.
talking. But I'll read the comments. Sade Mowry. She absolutely is Jesus. I ain't say any of that. She absolutely is Jesus. I ain't say any of that. What you talking about? Let me see. Nick at Night. Okay, Natasha said Nick at Night is beautiful.
Thank
Sade
you.
says, purpose of the name though. What else is in it though? I'm curious if and since it's no calories. Oh, okay. You're talking about this. So, talking about long drink. All right, I'll tell y'all about long drink in a sec. Don't worry, I got y'all. Hold on. Messing up. Let me see. There we go. Hold on, Nick. I'll run you back in a sec.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Now I'm starting to learn this channel. Yeah, there we go. Starting to fix it quicker. And let me put what Nick like. There we go. So she says, yeah, purpose of the name though. What else is in it though? I'm curious if and since it's no calories. I got you. I'm gonna let y'all know about long drink because this is something that I'm literally. I don't do a lot of partnerships, and I've been talking to God, just telling him like, hey, you know, I want to do the right type of partnership. It needs to make sense to what I got going on. And I met the rep at Long Drink at a comedy show, and what's in it, like I say, it's a premium cocktail. So this one in particular, it's like grapefruit infused berry. This one is the citrus right here. And I actually had this at a bar in a Moscow Mule. And if you've never had a Moscow Mule, it is, you know, it's got that ginger beer, it's got the ginger syrup, it comes in the cup, and I liked it. And me, I'm a lightweight, right? I'm a lightweight. I used to be a heavy drinker. Now I'm lightweight Jake. But For those of us who used to drink hard back in the day and got to kind of take it a little lighter, long drink is definitely dope. Literally, you can put it on ice or you can just mix it into an actual cocktail. So I'm going to, if you guys are interested in trying it, I'm going to talk to the reps and get us a discount code specifically for my people where you can go to your local grocery store. Even you, Nick, they have a local grocery store in your area and you can literally type in your area code and it'll show you where's the nearest one.
Okay.
And then you just go with the coupon,
Okay.
go and try it out. And I want to see what flavors
Okay.
y'all like. So this one is the citrus, and that's my favorite. But second, people have been saying the peach. The peach. So next time you and I'm in Vegas, we'll try this out. But I'm going to see if we can figure out a way to get this to your crib so you can make a little cocktail at home. Because I would love for all of my Hump Day Romance watchers to be able to enjoy us to do a toast at home together. That would be fly from long drink. Because with long drink, I feel like it really can be associated with a lot of things that's long. You know, a lot of things that's long. For example, long legacy. Because in Black community, we have a tradition of celebrating long traditions, right? Not as much as we should, but when you go to HBCUs, you know, when that son or that daughter crosses that fraternity or sorority, the first thing they might want to do is have their first drink as sorority sisters or fraternity brothers. So when I think of like stuff like long drink, I'm just like, man, I really want to have my friends and family test it out for me, vex it, and really get their live opinions from it. So at my college homecoming this year, I'm going to be having a tailgate with long drink at Norfolk State Homecoming, and I'm going to literally test to see. I'm on a quest to see which one is the HBCU flavor. Which one's going to be the
something
flavor.
just dropped in my spirit real quick before I forget.
No,
For
go
your
ahead.
one that's 0 calorie, the word should be longevity.
Ooh, longevity drink. How would you say it?
Like it would just how you're saying legacy or long legacy. It would be longevity because the 0 calories stretch out my lifespan.
I like that. Absolutely. So the 0 calorie one, I don't have that one up here. I do have it. I just didn't display it. But I'm gonna actually bring the 0 calorie one on next time. And if y'all want, like I said, I'll see about getting y'all a discount code so everybody can try it. So Wednesday night, everybody can break it out, put it on ice, and then we can start competing and see who got the best mocktails, the best, long drink cocktails or whatever. So we can figure it out. Let me help Nick at night, because Nick looked like she looking through the peephole of a 1995 New York apartment in Brooklyn. So let me help Nick at night, because if Nick go home, you ever see when like H Ventura is looking like, this is Nick at night trying to see the goddamn comments. That shit is hilarious.
And you're gonna
listen.
Okay,
let me read these because
read it. Okay, wait.
All right, go ahead.
I did. I read it. I read it now.
Oh, you did? Okay. Would you like to share with the class?
So I don't know the name, but they were basically saying that they can't. So maybe maybe they don't drink, and they're like, but it's no shade or no hate or anything like that. So
that's Sade.
Okay.
That's Sade. Sade said, for somebody somewhere, I'm not can't super duper cool though for you, and this isn't hate or shade. Sade, let me explain something to you, love. You giving your opinion and saying that something's not for you, you shouldn't even have to say or explain that it's not hate, because why would it be? See, this is a space where Hump Day Romance is common sense, bringing common sense back when you could be around somebody and don't got to over explain yourself because they're not trying to find conflict in what you're saying. That's this space right here. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of when somebody say something, they're like, well, what do you mean by that? Motherfucker, what I said. I said what I said. Nick at Night said what she said. That's it. So here, Sade, you are safe. You said what you said, because we have to get back to a place where dignified people can have disagreement and still act civilized. That needs to be a thing again. Where two people
you have
can
30
have
seconds.
I got 30 seconds. Good.
Yep. In
All
depth.
right, y'all. Thank you so much. I want to thank my guest Nick at Night for coming and showing us love here, Hump Day Romance. As always, if you guys enjoyed this live, if you got something out of it, feel free to cash app $1 to the show. If you can cash app Hump Day Romance, we right here. All the money just goes to right back into these productions. It actually goes to, maybe we'll fly out Nick at Night. We'll have it right into the studio live. You know, y'all send the money, and we're gonna put Nick at Night on first class. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nick and Knight, always for giving your insight, your beautiful energy. And for y'all, if y'all want your stay in your lane agents, go to topropezeus.com. They're waiting for you, man. Make sure y'all take a picture so I can share and make y'all an official stay in your lane agent, because we need them all around the country. People ain't staying in their lane. We got to get Nick and Knight. Nick, we got to get you a stay in your lane insurance agent, because this is something I could see you wearing, and people stopping you being like, oh,
I
I
want
need
it to
it.
be like a dress. If you just make it a little bit like a
You
little
can order
longer.
whatever size you want,
Okay.
whatever size you want, and you can fix it up and put it, send it to me so I can put it and show it, show it to our guests, because I want to see who's the flyest stay in your lane agent. So you might
Okay.
inspire other women to be like, all right, if you make it like a dress, they gonna dress it up how they do. Like, oh, you start seeing your agents out. So I think we just
Okay.
need more common sense in the world. We need more laughter. And I just want to thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. So I believe we got the comments. She said, Rose said, you're looking gorgeous. Natasha said, is that drink yours? I do not own this drink. This is a partnership that, it's a partnership that I just started.
Thank you,
And
Rose.
I'm kind of feeling out a little bit. I like the company so far, but I'm very meticulous about what brands I work with, because I don't ever want to suggest something to y'all that will be harmful for you in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Or that's just BS. I never want to do that, because then I get associated with that. So I want my voice to be very trusted, and one of the most trusted voices out here in this internet land. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Natasha, yes, you can do the storytelling. And Natasha says she has worked with producers before. So Natasha, hey, if you trying to be down like Brandy, hit me in the DM, man. We're going to figure this out. All right? We're going to figure this out. Nick at Night, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. As always, man.
Good
All
night
right,
to
so
all the guests near and far.
near and far. Good night to the world.
Good night.
I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all take y'all asses to bed. Go ahead and use y'all roses. Fellas, go ahead and get your Jergens. I know Nick at Night was making you feel all right. All right. I appreciate y'all. As always, I'm Top Rope Zeus.
I'm
Live
Nick
your
at Night.
dreams. Nick at Night. That's right. Wait, let's practice it. I'm Top Rope Zeus.
And I'm Nick at Night.
Live your dreams,
Not
not
your
your reality.
reality.
Oh, we're gonna do bounce thing?
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna
do it
work.
again.
All right. All right, y'all. As always, I'm Top Rope Zeus.
I'm Nick at Night.
Live your dreams.
Not your reality.